Presence, not noise, not status symbols, not bravado, but raw, grounded presence. The man whose very posture tells the world, I am here, I will move the earth if I must. Women, like all human beings, evolved under conditions of danger and uncertainty. A man who could not command his environment, whether through strength, wisdom, or strategy, was a liability. She feels this even if she doesn't know it. Presence isn't about showing off, it's about showing up, with weight. It's about being someone who makes decisions, not someone waiting for permission. Ask yourself, when you walk into a room, does the energy shift, not because you're loud, but because your attention is anchored? Your mind is still, and your words are few, but final. That kind of presence, it doesn't need to chase, it attracts. It's the man who builds rather than begs, who speaks and follows through, whose life has order because he is order. You can't fake this, you earn it, by making real commitments and honoring them again and again until your life becomes a reflection of your inner discipline. She doesn't want a king who talks, she wants a king who acts. And if the world doesn't bend to your words, neither will she. She wants the man who doesn't flinch. Emotional sovereignty. Let's get something straight. You don't lose her because you feel emotions. You lose her because your emotions govern you. Emotional reactions are not strength, they're exposure, and every time you spiral when she pulls away, every time you argue online, every time your mood swings based on her attention, you show her something dangerous, instability. She might not say it aloud, but she feels it, because her instincts are scanning for something, someone she can lean on when everything falls apart, when she tests you, and she will not to hurt you, but to find the boundaries of your strength. She's not asking, will he break? She's asking, can he hold? If your center collapses under pressure, what happens when life really gets hard? If you can't hold your own frame, how will you hold a future? Self-control is not about being cold. It's about being calm. It's about not needing her to feel whole. It's about having a mission that matters more than her temporary silence. She's not looking for a man who suppresses his emotions. She's drawn to the one who channels them, into action, into creativity, into stillness. Because when chaos meets a calm force, chaos softens and something ancient awakens in her, not respect, reverence. She's wired to want what others want, social proof and the law of desire. You can do everything right, but if the world ignores you, she will too. It's not superficial, it's survival. We evolved in tribes. Visibility was life. A man who was chosen by others, especially by other women, was statistically safer, stronger, and more competent. Today, we call this preselection. It's not manipulation, it's biological data. When women see you surrounded by feminine attention, even subtle glances or laughter, they're not thinking he's a player. Their instincts are whispering, he must have value I haven't seen yet. And the worst thing you can radiate? Desperation, because it screams, no one else picked me. The cure isn't pretending to be wanted. It's becoming someone who others naturally desire to be around, not just women, but friends, mentors, collaborators. Build a life that attracts by default. That means developing charisma, not tactics. It means learning to lead without force, to charm without manipulation, to embody value without asking for applause. Become so rare in your discipline, your energy, your excellence, that attraction becomes inevitable, because when others want you, she pays attention, not out of envy, but because her instincts recognize, this man has passed the tests. She needs to see where you're going. Vision over comfort. You could be rich and still be invisible. You could be handsome and still be forgettable, because women aren't just looking at your present, they're feeling your direction. Vision is the most underrated aphrodisiac. It's not about ambition written on paper. It's about conviction lived in action. Are you building, growing, sacrificing ease today for greatness tomorrow? Women are incredibly attuned to potential. Not because they're dreamers, but because they're risk assessors. In ancient times, a man without a future was a threat to hers. No growth meant no provision. No direction meant danger. She needs to feel that you're becoming something. Not trying, not hoping, but becoming. It's in your pace, your posture, the way you move when no one is watching. A man on a mission becomes magnetic, not because of where he is, but because of the storm he's willing to walk through to get where he's going. And if you're drifting, floating, stalling, she feels that too, and she will leave, not out of cruelty, but out of instinct, Because nature favors movement, and so does she. She wants the man who doesn't need her standards or seductive flirting with everyone. Complimenting every woman, falling in love after one DM. That's not confidence, that's chaos. Here's the truth: the man who wants every woman is trusted by none. What makes desire meaningful isn't the fire. It's the filter. She doesn't want to be one of many. She wants to be the one who made it through your standards, the one you chose, not because you were lonely, but because she earned your focus. When you're selective, you're dangerous. Not because you withhold affection, but because your time, your attention, your desire carry weight. And weight makes things valuable. If she knows you can have others, but you choose her, that choice hits different. Because now it's not about desperation, it's about distinction. Be kind, be respectful, but don't be impressed by default. Let her feel that your gaze is earned, that your loyalty is costly, that your presence is a reward, not a negotiation. Because the man who's not easily moved moves everyone. Women are drawn to men with purpose and direction. In the vast tapestry of human evolution, one thread remains consistent. Women are instinctively attracted to men who exhibit purpose and direction. This isn't about wealth or status alone. It's about the trajectory a man is on. A man with a clear vision for his future signals stability and potential, qualities that have been historically linked to survival and prosperity. Imagine two men. One is affluent but aimless, drifting through life without a clear purpose. The other is still building his path, perhaps facing challenges, but is unwavering in his mission. Evolutionary psychology suggests that women are more likely to be drawn to the latter. Why? Because direction indicates growth, and growth suggests a better future for potential offspring. This attraction to ambition isn't superficial. It's deeply rooted in the need for security and the promise of a better tomorrow. A man who knows where he's going provides a sense of safety, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Selectivity signals high value contrary to popular belief. Being overly available or eager doesn't necessarily increase a man's attractiveness. In fact, it can have the opposite effect. Women are biologically attuned to value what is scarce and discerning. A man who is selective in his choices, who doesn't give his attention freely, signals high value. This isn't about playing games or being aloof. It's about having standards and knowing one's worth. When a man is selective, it suggests that he has options and isn't desperate for validation. This behavior taps into the evolutionary principle that valuable resources are not easily accessible. Moreover, selectivity indicates that a man is not easily swayed by superficial qualities. He seeks depth, compatibility, and genuine connection. This discernment is attractive because it implies that when he chooses a partner, it's a meaningful and deliberate decision. Embracing authentic masculinity, understanding these evolutionary principles, isn't about manipulating behavior or adopting a facade. It's about embracing authentic masculinity, being a man of purpose, emotional stability, selectivity, and direction. These qualities have stood the test of time, resonating deeply within the female psyche. In today's world, where societal norms and expectations are constantly shifting, grounding oneself in these timeless principles can provide clarity and confidence. It's not about reverting to outdated stereotypes, but about integrating the wisdom of our evolutionary past with the realities of the present. By embodying these traits, men not only enhance their attractiveness, but also lead more fulfilling, purpose-driven lives. And in doing so, they naturally draw in partners who resonate with their authentic selves.